Hey Cynthia? Yeah, it's me. Sorry to call you so early, but I've been thinking a lot about our campaign and I just wanted to talk to you. In particular, I've seen a lot of people concerned about the rising inflation recently.
What do you mean by inflation, Mayor Chris?
Well, inflation is a general increase in the price of all goods in the economy. There's been a lot of inflation recently because of all the rapid expansion we've been doing under my leadership. Because of all the increased government spending on public works projects, our aggregate demand, which is the total amount of goods and services produced in an economy in a year, has gone up dramatically, and that's caused our inflation.
How are you planning to bring us back to equilibrium then?
Well, in order to get back to equilibrium, which is the point where aggregate demand and short-run aggregate supply meet at long-run aggregate supply and the economy is stable, we have to decrease that inflation by increasing our unemployment. But that won't be very popular with voters either, so I'm not sure what we're going to do.
We'll find a solution for it, I guess.
Yeah, I sure hope we figure out a solution before Monty does.
Yeah, about that. Have you seen his new ad yet?
What ad?
Greetings, people of Econoland. We've been under Chris's rule for too long. Inflation is out of control. Just look at this bottle. It costs $100. $100. How are we supposed to pay these prices? Nobody can pay these prices. See, I've been hearing your complaints. When I become mayor, I'm gonna lower taxes. This way, we have more money to spend. It's better for everyone. Together, we can fight this inflation and make Econoland great again. Vote for Monty.
I am Monty and I approve this message.
That madman. He's going to destroy the economy. If he cuts taxes, that'll only make the inflation worse. We have to stop him.
Woo! Go, Chris!
Chris, one word.
Yes?
What are your plans about the rising inflation, as well as what are your plans for the current inflation? Are you afraid of Monty? What is the plan for the future of the economy? And what are you afraid of the election results?
Well, the inflation we're currently experiencing right now is demand pull inflation.
Can you explain this for the audience at home?
Sure, that's when our aggregate demand is growing faster than our aggregate supply. There's too many dollars chasing too few goods, and that's causing an increase in the price level. In order to cut that inflation, what we would have to do is to cut spending on government projects. That would increase our rate of unemployment and kind of bring us back to the natural rate of unemployment. And that's when there's only structural and frictional unemployment in the economy, and we're at a stable and efficient use of our resources.
Ooh, that's not gonna work. We need to vote for Monty. He's gonna cut taxes and he's gonna make us spend more. So we get to keep our jobs, spend more, and that way the inflation is fixed.
Well, sir, Monty's plans to fix the inflation are pro-cyclical. While it might sound like adding more jobs and cutting taxes will make the inflation problems better, in reality, those only make the problems worse. It'll increase our inflation and kind of keep us in that inflationary gap. What we need to do, if we want to fix this inflation, is we need to increase taxes and cut our employment rate.
But if you take away our jobs, how are we supposed to pay for these prices? You created this problem. You created this inflation. How are you gonna take away our jobs now? We need Monty to save us.
Sir, you seem to know a lot about the Monty campaign. What made you decide that Monty was your candidate?
Well, I used to be a storage worker. I looked, but I couldn't find any jobs. So I just kind of gave up. But then the public work started, and they gave me a job. They gave me a stable job, and I want to keep that job. Chris just want to take away your jobs. If we vote Monty, we can keep them, and like the inflation gets fixed either way. So that's definitely why Monty's a better choice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go.
Well, it seems like it's going to be a very heated race. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 for the debate. Welcome to the Econoland Mayor Debate. Today we will be presenting our incumbent mayor, Chris, and our aspiring mayor, Monty. We will begin with a question tonight on the economy. There has been a lot of controversy on the rising inflation rates. Chris, what is your plan to combat this inflation?
Well, my plan to fight this inflation would be to cut government spending on public works projects. Cutting government spending is an example of contractionary fiscal policy, which is what we need to fight this inflationary gap.
This is gonna take away our jobs, man. We need to cut taxes. If we cut taxes, we get to keep our jobs and we fix inflation. It's that easy.
No. Let me explain. The reason we have such high inflation is because of our increased spending on government works projects, which has led to an increase of borrowing by the government. This increase in borrowing has increased the demand for loanable funds, which has increased the interest rates. This subsequently causes businesses to not be able to invest because of these higher interest rates. This is known as the crowding out effect.
Our solution would be to decrease public works spending, which will inevitably increase unemployment, but it is what we need to do, because after all, that'll bring down the interest rates by decreasing the demand for loanable funds. So as you can see, we need to fight this inflation correctly so that in the long run we can have our businesses invest more and help our economy stabilize.
Well, yeah, but in the long run, we're all dead, so that's not gonna work. We gotta act now.
What am I gonna do now? There's no way I'm gonna get reelected.
Good morning, Chris. I have your coffee.
Thank you.
Is everything okay?
Did you not see the debate last night?
Yeah, it was okay.
It was terrible. I don't know how we're gonna beat Monty now.
Yeah, there's definitely room for improvement, I think.
I think it's time for me to find a new team so we can fight against Monty.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you firing me?
Yes, you're frictionally unemployed now.
What does that even mean?
Well, you're jobless and you're looking for a job. You're in between your jobs now, so.
This is crazy.
Thanks for the coffee.
Breaking news, economy magically fixes itself. Inflation is at an all-time low. Would it have something to do with the mayor firing his recent staff members?
Wait, what? Oh, that's right. The short-run Phillips curve shows that there's an inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment. Econoland was operating right here, with high inflation and low unemployment. However, after I fired my staff, our inflation went down because our unemployment was rising, bringing us closer to our natural rate of unemployment. I did it! I saved the economy!
And in other news, it looks like the election results just came in. And the new mayor will be